Good morning. Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome to our Getting Smashed session. Today's smash is going to be focused on the hips. So we're going to be working a bit through the sides and then up and then sort of finishing off the upper quads. So we did the lower quads a few weeks ago. So let's finish them off. Today we're going to use a variety of things. I know in the videos we did the lacrosse ball for the hips and we did the double lacrosse ball for the upper quad. So we'll do that for the second part. But to start off, we're just going to use our foam roller to do pretty much the exact same thing. So it'll let us scrub a little bit differently. So make use of what you've got. And yeah, let's get into it. So starting off, we're going to get right up near our hip bone. So find that spot right up near the top of the crest there. I'll see if I can swing around this way so you can get a more of an angle of what we're working with. So we're just going to start right up here, and again, like a lot of our things, we're just going to be starting off by scrubbing back and forth. So if you've got like your pants waistband or something that's a bit gristly, ignore that, and yeah, start off just side to side, just working on our right side here, and even start sort of fanning up and around and on top, sort of easing up and over, so sort of capturing that whole side of the hip by going from our sort of back tight posture all the way down onto our belly, and keep that moving back and forth. Just really smashing it out. And when we spend a little while there, you can stop, move up like a tiny inch, and we'll continue doing the same thing again. And that will be, again, side to side, breaking up all those hip flexor muscles that come up and connect up through the hips there. And then rolling again, back and out and over. This time, I'm feeling a spot that needs a little bit more time on it, so rest on it and do our breathing. So that's that 4 seconds in. And then hold, contract down over that roller for 4 seconds. And then breathe out for that count of 8. And then keep it going. Back and forth. Constant movement. We can even, when we get down to off the sort of lip of the hip there, get down into that main flexor body and start bringing the leg into it. So taking that side to side, you'll start feeling that hip bone, that in the hip joint, just sort of flicking back and forth over its sort of the tendons and the muscles and all that good stuff in there. While we're doing that, let's move another little inch up higher, and we'll keep that bit going for that bit there. So we'll start with the leg twisting initially this time, keeping that going side to side. It should help us again get more into those hip flexors, resting on your arms. You can even have your head supported by 2 fists, or even if you want it to be all the way down, you control how it is, but again, try not to arch your back too much or get into any weird positions that are just feeling uncomfortable for your shoulders as well. Cool, let's slide that down another inch, getting down into more of that high quad area. Let's start first off by doing our side to side, shaking that booty. And then again up. Not quite onto the hip bone that's on the outside of the leg there. We'll try to avoid that spot, but up and above that one and down below it. Down to your TFL, ITB. They're the bands that often get quite sore in runners and endurance kind of athlete. So it's a nice tender spot, especially if you're just rolling out that side of the leg. It's a fun time. Alrighty, and last off we'll go down another little inch, now getting into more of the body of that quad. So we'll, again, side to side, starting off there, taking it off, rolling our body off and onto it. You can have your leg out supporting your weight so you're a bit more supported. And then just, yeah, keep it going. Keep it going. Once you've done that a few times, back onto your belly and finish off with a few leg twists, side to side. I think I went over my 5 minutes a little bit on that side, so that's the foam roller part. Next off, we'll go into our quads and hips with lacrosse ball. So same thing again, starting off. This time you could even start off on your back if you wanted to get like that whole sort of back end of the hip. Again, starting off there, and we're just going to be rolling our hips, taking it out to the side, getting that top edge of the glute that comes up around that top rim of the hip there. And normally I'd spend a bit more time on this sort of area, but I'm just sort of showing you where you could start as we then come up onto the side of our hip. And yeah, this is a lot more aggressive than the roller, so it's getting right into those. So again, you've got glutes on the side of your hip there, and you've got, like I said before, the TFL. Might even get a bit more of referral into the leg, and sometimes you'll get stuff up into the back. So move around that, make sure you're hitting areas that are comfortable enough. And again, much like we did on the roller, we can go forward and back, sort of moving our body, keeping it supported, making sure that ball doesn't roll away. Hey, Kai. Again, like a rainbow arc around that sort of hip joint there, so sort of moving up and around that whole sort of side of the leg there. Again, let's move that down a little bit. Probably getting right into the hip capsule a bit there, and oh, that's tight. Again, once you find spots like those, rest on it. If you can't take a full breath in, then you're going too deep, so ease up, get back onto the roller, something that's a bit more diffuse. But if you're still able to take a big breath in, hold that breath, contract down over the ball or roller, and then breathing out for about 8 seconds. Keep that going. And again, let's move down the leg a little bit more, just above where the upper quad or the upper thigh will sort of start. We'll spend the last minute here, might even roll over onto the front for this last bit and do our leg twist side to side. Ooh, really get into those tasty nooks. Again, nice and breathing, nice steady breathing, I should say. Keeping that going. Again, moving, get creative. I mean, if you've got the room, stretch your legs out, taking it off to the side. Again, if you find a painful spot, tender spot, then you found something to work on. So if it feels sus or sketchy, then avoid it. But if it's just that good old smashing pain, good luck. Enjoy. Alrighty, now for the last bit, we're going to finish off with just doing the double lacrosse ball to work on that top part of our quads there. So again, coming back down onto our belly, we're going to get down onto that upper quad. And with the double one, we can do the side to side a bit better. A bit hard to do it with just a single ball. So find that groove right where the tendons are coming down from that top part of your hip, and just scrub that side to side. Just that top part of your thigh there. Again, if it feels a bit sketchy, there is a bit of vascular nerve tissue that runs through that top part of the leg there, but if you come down just below that, you should be able to start grooving and moving. Hey Rav, how are you this morning? Thanks for stopping by. Gonna move down the leg a little bit there now and bring in that side to side movement of the quads there. So keeping it moving, keeping it going side to side. We'll spend about another minute here and then that'll be us for the day. So I hope you've got a decent day planned for those stuck in ISO. I'm sure you've got so much to do. Keeping yourself busy is half of the battle. But I'm sure if you've got a couple of lovely children to school like Rav does, you'll be hands full. Alrighty, and finishing off with just a little bit of a side to side across that quad there, breaking it up. That'll do us. So coming up, and then up onto your knees. You should be able to feel, if you squeeze those glutes, a lot less tension through the front of the hips there. Especially if you're sitting around all day, or if you have a desk job where you're sitting around all night perhaps. Yeah, these muscles can get nice and bunched up and tight, so then when you go to stand up, you'll feel a bit of tension. So if you want to get an idea of how this feels different left to right, smash out one side of the legs, get up, feel it, squeeze those glutes. You'll be able to notice a real difference from left to right and how that all feels. But that'll do us for today. Enjoy your smashing and catch you next time.